Chaz now.
Yes.
You're managing yourselves.
In fact, we've been out without him since 1981. People don't realise, but I mean, the last 5 years, Chaz hasn't been our manager.
So who actually take care of the management now? You have people like assisting you?
We have people who look after our business side and all the actual running, everyday running of things, but the decisions are taken by the band. Any decisions that have got to be taken.
Was that the case with Chaz, though, as well, or was he completely in control?
He ruled us. He was totally against us, you know.
I mean, he did ask our... certainly in the latter years, he had to ask our opinion. I mean, in the early years, his decision went.
Chaz and us had come to a point where really we as a group had grown up quite a lot and knew a lot. And so we probably could be managers ourselves to other groups. We could manage groups because we know, you know. I mean, I might want to go and look for a manager to do something for me, but I might think, oh, I know as much as he does. In fact, I probably know more, although I don't like the hassle of all that. With Chaz, I think it had come to the parting of the way, whereas he was asking us, and what do you think, and you know what I mean there. So therefore, it had to be an agreement. So we parted company friendly, still like him a lot, and we still see him, and that's where it'll always be.
I mean, he made good decisions, he made
yeah.
bad decisions, you know,
Yeah.
some of the things he did were wrong. But we learned by that. Some of the things we didn't want to do, but it turned out that he was right, and vice versa. Some things we did that
Like
he wanted
every day
us to
being
do,
a
and it
single.
turned out wrong, you know.
Well, you were against every day being a single.
Well, we were going to Australia, and Merry Christmas was still #1. This was the second week in the new year, and it was still #1. And he said every day is going to be the next single. And I argued with him on a plane going to Australia for, I think it was about 18 hours. We argued about it.
Do you still argue?
We at the band have always argued, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. You have to.
But nothing ever sticks, ever.
You have to argue.
But actually...
every band argues. You tell me a band that don't argue. There's not a band going that don't argue.
Chaz at one point wanted us to... He wanted me and Nod to go as a unit and to get another band around us. I mean, it was ridiculous, really. And I'd said, OK, you know, I'll think about it, you know. And we went back to the Midlands, and Nod rang me up a couple of days later, and he said, this is a load of crap. He said, this is totally wrong. I can't sleep at night. He said, I went to see ELO last night. He said, and at the end of the show, OK, they're playing a big arena, and it's packed. But they've got this standing ovation. And OK, we might only have 500 people in the audience when we're playing because we're at a down period. But we get the reaction when we walk on stage that they get when they're walking off. And this was what happened at Reading. We didn't even know what we'd done.
Mysterious Mr. Jones. You wanna
fortunes picked up after the Reading Festival, and they scored a string of minor hits. Songs like When I'm Dancing, I Ain't Fighting, We'll Bring the House Down, Wheels Ain't Coming Down, Lock Up Your Daughters, C'est la Vie, My Oh My, and Run, Run Away. Slade also benefited from Quiet Riot, an American band's version of the Slade classic, Come On Feel the Noise. Such was the interest in Slade at the time that a book was published, and this is it. Feel the Noise, written by Chris Charlesworth, the definitive Slade biography. I asked Slade what they thought of the book.
It's very well done, actually. I was surprised. It was great reading it because we've had people who've approached us before about writing books, and I've read different biographies on certain bands, and people who I know, and I've sort of read their books, and I haven't really, you know, felt enough research was done, if you like. But the one that Chris did was great.
Oh, it was a great book.
It's good, yeah.
I think it was as good as anybody would ever get about us.
The thing is, he interviewed us all individually, and at my insistence, actually. I said, you know, we're not going to all get together because you don't see the parts, I keep on about this, the parts that make the group's strength. And he came to interview us individually, and he knows us personally, and he found a very different band to what he thought he was going to find, and he found the bits that make it tick. And especially from my point of view, he said, well, I never realised you were like that, you know, and it came out well. I think it's the only thing that's ever touched on that side of us.
Do you think the bias is changing in Slade lately? I mean, Jim, you take a great role these days. I mean, a few years ago, the two of you were producing together. Now, it's yourself, Jim. I mean, you're credited, as far as I know, on the Christmas Party album, it's the first time you're actually credited as playing guitar on a Slade album, although I'm sure you have done before.
Oh, all over the place. I always play guitar, yeah.
But you're admitting it these days?
I think the first record, I think it was Every Day when I played. I mean, there's only me playing on that. But we never sort of said, oh, it was only Jim playing. There's no point. As I said, the strength with the band is the four members. What's the point in standing up and saying, oh, he plays everything?
Are Slade flexible then? To allow
we are flexible, yeah. We are flexible. But obviously, in the studio, and when it comes to music, you know, I'm sort of, you know, Amadeus, you know, I'm on another planet, you know. Everybody else is down the street somewhere, you know. I get a bit frustrated at times.